Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Love After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 4, and it was titled Liar, Liar. Alright, so I'm just going to jump right into it. It wasn't a lot, and we saw, how many couples did we see today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 couples? Well, 5 people. What's his face? Tyrese, his boo, still locked up. And, we don't know what's going on with Lindsay, so, but, 5 couples. Anyway, let's jump right into it. So Quavell and not Quavell, Q and Chevelle. I done mixed their names up. His mom and her, Chevelle, they're still outside waiting for him to come out to jail or whatever like that. They are like, is that him? Is that him? Or whatever. Then they finally like, oh yeah, that's him. So he finally come out. The mom ran up to him first, child, and was hugging on him. She wouldn't let him go. I was like, Mama, let the boy, can he breathe? But she was excited to see her son. She hasn't seen him in about 12 years. So she was just hugging on him, loving on him, crying. He like, Mom, stop crying. It's all right. I'm here, whatever. Then he finally released from the mom. And then he went over to Chevelle. They kissing, they hugging. She can't believe that, he out, he real. She touching him and stuff. So she real geeked. He geeked. He was saying like he appreciates Chevelle, all the love that she gave him while he was in jail, held him up and stuff like that. And they just really didn't want to let him go. They was just like doing a whole hug. It was a good like little reunion. He was saying how he's going to work hard to provide for his family and all that other good stuff. So it was a good reunion. And then he gets in the car and he's just basically like prison and stuff like that. Chevelle talking about trust is a big thing with her because he kind of lied to his mom and lied to Chevelle too about where he's going to be living at. So they're trying to figure that all out or whatever like that. And that was pretty much it for Q and Chevelle. Kristiana and John. So remember last week we ended with Kristiana trying to figure out she was going to marry him and stuff like that because she just got out of prison. And he, 30 minutes into her getting out of prison, asked her to marry him. And then set up this whole wedding thing. So she's still trying to decide if that's what she want to do. She tells us that she's nervous and she don't know if she can go through with it, but she won't go off on faith and love and take a leap and stuff. So I was like, her and John is meant for each other because this was his 4th wedding or 4th marriage or whatever. Well, I guess this will be his 5th one because he was married 4 times before. So this will be his 5th marriage. And he be just jumping into stuff quickly and just going off love and faith and all that other crap. And look at you now, John. So Kristiana and him are meant to be because she ends up marrying him. It was like it was like a Native American ritual and stuff like that. So he said that this is his first time doing a Native American type marriage, and this, like he said previously, is pretty much forever. Like you can't really break this unless something that she does or he does kind of tarnishes it or whatever like that. So they end up getting married. He was talking to the producers or whatever, and he told them that, yeah, we already like 30 minutes late or whatever like that. When he said that, she kind of stepped back to the side, stepped away from him like, what? 30 minutes late? Why are we standing out here talking? So they get in the truck and stuff. They putting the steps all up in the back of the truck because they were supposed to consummate the wedding in the back of the truck, but they out of time. So he just put the steps up in there and he shoved everything in the truck and stuff. His door gets stuck. She like, well, you want me to kick it open for you because we got to go. So he ended up getting the truck door open. They start zooming down the street, child. He driving fast. They got 2 hours to get to the destination. They already like 30 minutes or an hour late or something like that. She on the phone with her mama telling her mama, well, I just got married. Her mom was like, pardon me? She was like, yeah, I just got married. So he like, well, I'm trying to floor your son-in-law, trying to floor to get his wife to the halfway house and stuff like that. I'm driving as fast as I can and yada, yada, yada. What they had got to the area, oh no, she was telling us how she'd been in and out of jail for 14 years. And then she started like tearing up, getting real sad and stuff, and saying like John is different for her, good for her and stuff like that. So she don't really want to lose him, but she's worried about what's going to happen if she's late to the halfway house, because she could ultimately go back to jail if the parole officer is kind of like a douche and be like, well, you was late, it's a time crunch or whatever like that, like you back to jail you go. So she worried about that. She nervous and stuff like that. He's speeding as fast as he can. She ended up changing her clothes in the truck or whatever. And she was like, well, I'm sorry it wasn't no hanky panky, but look at you like my nice perky titties and stuff like that. I was just like, oh Lord. And she covered up the camera when she was doing all this, but you could kind of see, and you can see him looking like, yeah, can we stop? But no, they end up still driving and stuff. What happened? They almost took the wrong exit, so that put them back some time. They get to the county 30 minutes late. I said, what in the world? She said this is her 8th time getting released from that area, I guess, and her 4th time at that halfway house. I'm like, obviously this is not working for her. Like, y'all not gonna try something different? But no. So by the time they get to the door, on the bottom of the screen, it said it was an hour late. So she was an hour late. We don't know what's going to happen to her. I guess we'll find out next episode what's going to happen to her because, yeah. Because we know what happened to freaking Forehead last season when he was late for parole. They locked his ass up and put him back in jail. So I hope that don't happen. I hope that they don't do that to Kristiana, because that's just, I'm mad at John, first of all, because you knew she had a time crunch. You could have married her anytime. Like, why would you wait? Why would you do that when you know you're on a time schedule and the place that you're going to is 3 hours from where you're at? Like, why wouldn't you get to that destination and then find a park or something like that and then get married there if you really wanted to get married on that same day? Why do... He like, look, if she go back to prison, if I was her, I would not talk to his ass ever again, because that was like a selfish move to me. Like, you couldn't have waited until she got out the goddamn halfway house to marry her. Like, where was she gonna go? If she's so in love with you, what was the big rush? Like, John has got, I don't like John. Then Lindsay and Scott. So we know Scott done got this limo. He done got the steak dinner. He waiting in the airport because she's supposed to fly from somewhere to Atlanta, and then to Atlanta to somewhere else to the halfway house, child. It was a whole bunch of flights. That's all I know. And he waiting in the airport. He looking at the airplane. All these people getting off the airplane. No Lindsay. So, like, everybody and their grandmom then got off the goddamn airplane but Lindsay. He like, okay, well, maybe it's some more people or whatever like that. Child, they turned the airplane lights off. So that's like, yeah, no, nobody else get on this plane. The cleaning crew was coming in there cleaning. So that means nobody else is getting off the plane except for the crew. He's still looking for her. He confused and worried and stuff like that. The producer's like, well, you sure you didn't see her get off the plane? He was like, well, no, but I'm going to look around or whatever. So he blaming the prison system for her not getting off the plane or getting on the plane or not being updated and stuff like that. First of all, if she had a release date, she should have been contacting you, letting you know if she was taking all these flights. Which I still don't understand why she was taking all these different flights and shit like that. But whatever. But she could have contacted you. What they got to do with the prison holding her back or something like that? He sounded stupid. And so then he calls the prison and they can't tell him nothing over the phone. They're like, sir, you need to call between the hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and we can give you some information. So he like, oh, okay, well, now he worried, he confused. He called the mama and the daughter to tell the mama and them that she not getting off the plane she didn't get off the plane and stuff like that. To me, the mom and the daughter didn't really sound that concerned. So I don't know. Now, at first I was like, well, maybe she not scamming him because she involved the daughter and the mom or whatever like that. But now I don't know, because the daughter was like, so you telling me mommy is not coming back? But she didn't sound sad. She didn't sound like mad. Like, the mama didn't sound like she was all that worried. I think they was talking to her. I think that Lindsay talked to them and told them what was up or whatever like that, and she wasn't going to really meet Scott. I don't know. It's not sitting right with me, because they did not seem that concerned. What y'all thought? Like, I don't know. They didn't sound like they was too worried that she wasn't on that plane. But he was just like, all right, well, I'll figure it out. I'll call him tomorrow and then I'll let you know and stuff like that. And then he also said that he was hoping that it wasn't a scam, and he wants to find out more information or whatever like that. why was he sitting in that airport by himself? Like, you know she not there. Why was he just chilling? I was just like, Lord. So then the limo man, he come inside, because I know he was out there for a long ass time. He come inside, he was like, well, what's going on? You okay? Everything okay? She here or whatever? He was like, well, no, she didn't get off the plane and stuff. So he was like, what? She didn't get off the plane? What's going on? Like, he was like, well, it's all right. She gonna be all right or whatever. But to the cameras, he tell us, he was like, look, I know if you get a release date and you get flight plans to be somewhere, then you gonna be out. You gonna be at that place or whatever like that. He was like, unless it's it wasn't, he was like 9 times out of 10 it wasn't real or whatever. So he thinking like we thinking. But Scott, he like, well, you know, I know it was real because she introduced me to her family and stuff like that, because they was outside, because you remember he had the steak, the potatoes, the cake, he had all everything, right? So he gives Lindsay's food to the limo driver. So they outside the airport, and they just sitting outside the airport eating the food or whatever. Ain't no need of the food going to waste. And that limo driver was cracking me up because he was tearing that food up. Do you? He was like, oh, this is good. Right? This ever happened to you before? Like, he was tearing that food up. So, and like I said, Scott was telling him, like, no, this has never happened before, but I'm going to figure out what's going on. Because, like, I don't think it's a scam, because she brought me into her family situation and stuff like that. But shit, the family in on the scam, because they was getting money. He was paying bills and buying the little girl clothes and all this other stuff. So if they in on the scam, shit, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all feel about Lindsay and Scott, because right now I think Lindsay running this scam on him, and I feel like she invited her mama and the daughter, unfortunately, into her nonsense. Next couple, it was Shonda and Tyrese. So Shonda is still in jail. It's 2 days before her release date or whatever like that. He has told his kids that he's dating someone in jail, but he hasn't told them how old she is or apparently what color she is, because they all at a friend's house or whatever like that, and the cousin is asking them questions and stuff, and the cousin is like, well, did you tell them this stuff like that? And what about this and stuff? The cousin's just asking some questions and stuff like that. And Tyrese was saying, like, he got divorced at 30, I want to say. And he was going to be a bachelor, but he's lonely and stuff. And, you know, he wants a companion, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But he's hoping that his kids will support, you know, his girlfriend and stuff like that. So him and the cousin talking, the son woke up and he was like, oh, yeah. The cousin was like, yeah, your dad tell you about this girl? He was like, yeah, she, you know, she's from jail and stuff like that, but she, you know, she a young, pretty little black girl and stuff. They was like, black? Who said she was black? No, she white. Who said she was black? She white. He was like, white. I mean, he was like, what? Was a problem with what? No, it ain't no problem. I don't care if she purple, green, rainbow. I don't care what color she is, man. Like, as long as she treating you right or whatever like that. And I was like, why is the son getting so hyper? If he don't calm down. So they both loud and stuff like that. The daughter come in. And they talking, and the daughter said something, and he was like, well, what y'all mad because she white? He was like, no, we don't care about that. We just care that she gonna treat you right and she not using you. Like, this not no scam and stuff. So then he ends up telling them how old the girl is. The son all hype again. Oh, she 28. She gonna be using you. I'm 28. I know how we be using people. I was just like, why the fuck is he so hyper? It's because the camera's there. Sir, it's not that serious. Calm down. Simmer down. So the daughter, like, well, she could be looking for a sugar daddy, and you could be her sugar daddy and stuff like that, and you just giving her all this money and stuff, so we just trying to make sure you all right and all this other stuff. So the daughter was basically like, we just want to protect you, make sure she not trying to use you, not mistreat you and stuff like that, because you're a good guy, you got a good heart and all this other stuff. So the dad wasn't trying to hear it. He was just like, well, do it look like I'm going to let somebody take, what did he say? Use me, take control of me or something like that. Do it look like I'm going to do all that? So they was just like, well, whatever. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. He said, well, it's a good chance she might be trying to run a scam on me. It's a good chance she not, no good intentions go unturned or some shit he said like that. He was just like, basically, he want to take a chance. So he hoping that, you know, she good to go. Everybody approved of how she looked. They all said she was cute and stuff like that. So we gonna see. Then they had like this little scene when he was in a lingerie store. And why do they always gotta tell the people they've been to jail? Like that lady in that store did not need to know that what's her name? Shonda was away for 3 years. Like what? Like just say you going in there to buy your woman some lingerie. She ain't need to know all that extra nonsense. But he trying to pick out some panties because she said that the first thing she wanted to do is put on some real panties because she tired of wearing them grandmom drawers and all this other stuff. And then he started talking about how the sex going to be amazing when he get out. And I was like, sir, I'm uncomfortable. It's like, you could be my daddy up here talking about, sir, cut, stop, don't do that. So, yeah. And who else we got? Oh, let's go to Maurice and Jessica. So, Maurice and Jessica he's 2 days out of prison. He was going to see his parole officer basically because he is parole because I guess he lived in Compton, so he has to parole in Compton or whatever. But what's her face, Jessica, she has a house for them and everything over there in Las Vegas and stuff. So he wants to, of course, move in with his wife in Vegas, live out there in Vegas, parole out there in Vegas. So he has to go see his parole officer because he wants to try to get his parole transferred to Vegas and stuff. So he's nervous and everything about if he's going to get approved or not. She like, just think positive. It's going to happen. It's all right or whatever like that. He's like, he has 2 strikes and in that area it's a 3 strike. You go to jail for life type rule. So he's just worried like he gonna get locked back up. He was saying like that area is not for anybody to live in. He don't want to go back to jail. He don't want to die out there because all his friends basically were on like obituaries and stuff like that. So he's just going down the line and stuff like that. And I really felt bad for Maurice because the way he's talking, it does seem like and sound like he really wants to give up that lifestyle that he was in before. So but he can't do that if he's in LA around the same stuff, around the gang, like all that stuff that he was around previously. If he goes back in that situation, which I don't understand why they parole people in the same goddamn area that they got in trouble in. It's like you just want them to continually go back to goddamn jail. Like why wouldn't you parole them somewhere where they can't get into that same trouble? Like you can get in trouble anywhere, but it's easier to get in trouble in the situations that you are familiar with versus somewhere that you're not familiar with. So I just really felt bad for him because he went in there and then 30 minutes he came out and they was like, well, we gotta put the transfer paperwork in. It takes 30 days for us to review it, and then it takes 30 days to come back to review. To say if it was approved or not. Some bullshit. So he gonna be sitting in Vegas, or not Vegas, LA for like 60 days. So he can't go back to Vegas, and then who knows if they're going to approve the transfer or not. So he could have to be there forever or whatever until his parole is up and stuff. So Jessica was kind of worried and sad and stuff like that because she don't want him to get in trouble, don't want him to get killed or anything like that. He's upset. He's on the phone with his aunt and he's telling them like they don't care. Like they don't care about my well-being. They don't care that I want to go back. They just want me to go back to prison and stuff. And Jessica was basically saying the same thing. And like I said, I just really felt bad for him because it does sound like he really wants to start over and get out of that lifestyle that he was in before and move on with Jessica. But that was pretty much it for their story tonight. He was saying like he has a 9-year-old daughter, and he was saying like it was hard watching her grow up while he was in jail and stuff. So he wants to be there for his daughter, and his daughter was his twin. They showed a picture of her. I was like, woo, that is your twin. So you gotta make a good example for her. So I just hope Maurice get it together, child. But I don't know, because it looked like he was trying to tell that girl to drive. Like, just keep driving, just go to Vegas and stuff like that. And you can't do that, because if... Boy. I hope she don't listen. I hope she do not listen. And in the last story, let me just make sure, because we got Maurice and Jessica. We got Maurice and Jessica, Shonda and Tyrese. I'm going on my computer, because my computer is not set up to my printer yet, y'all. So, forgive me. I just got a new one to help me with editing and stuff for my craft channel. So, I'm still on my computer trying to read my notes, because I haven't set it up with my printer. All right, yeah, so I did everybody. So last but not least is Destiny and Shawn. So they in the car and stuff like that. She complaining about she want to take a shower and stuff, and she just going through the clothes that he brought her, and she like, oh, this is cute, babe. I like this. This is cute. And then she was telling us how she hasn't seen her mom in 3 years, and they gonna meet her mom and her sister for lunch or whatever like that. She was saying like they had like good chemistry. Her and Shawn had like good chemistry and stuff. They hit it off. It kind of like they picked up, you know, from the conversations from jail and stuff like that. She really likes him and all this other stuff. She has yeah, I said she has spoken to her mom 3 years, and she likes Shawn and all that other stuff. So he, on the other hand, is saying like he is holding some secrets. So we already knew he was saying he was holding some secrets and stuff like that. But it sounded like he was lying about a whole lot of stuff. Because the way, child. So, he was saying like he didn't mean to lie or say certain things, but it just kept going or whatever. So I'm like, what in the world? So they get to the restaurant where she meet her mom and her sister and stuff. They hug, and you know, she introduced them to Shawn and stuff, and they kind of like leery about him, like why would he want, because she's 28 or something like that and he 45, so they looking like why would he want to be with her and she young and stuff like that, especially the mom questioning him like why you with my daughter type thing. Destiny, she nervous about cops and stuff, and then child, why a damn sheriff or somebody walk past the table, she like, oh Lord, let me sip this drink. And so she gets up to go to the bathroom with her sister to change her clothes and stuff, and the mom and Shawn are at the table together. So the mom just go right on in. She started questioning them because at the camera, the little confessional or whatever like that, she was telling the cameras and stuff like she don't know how she feels about Shawn, him being with her daughter and stuff. And she was also telling us before that how she stopped talking to Destiny, over something. They got into something or whatever like that. So she kind of felt bad for not talking to her, but she doesn't feel bad that her daughter got in trouble and went to jail and stuff like that. That's on her own thing. But she's just trying to figure out like why Shawn with her daughter. And even his sister was like, well, he could have people in his basement. He could be some crazy person or whatever. They don't know him. Like, you can look up Destiny stuff on public record, but we can't look up his stuff on public record or whatever. So he at the table with the mama. I don't know how it got brought up or whatever like that, but somehow kids got brought up. And she asked him, like, how many kids did he have? And he was like, well, I have 6 kids or whatever. She was like, oh, really? Because she told us that you had 2 kids or whatever. He was like, well, I told her I had 2 kids because I didn't want to, scare her off because I had 6 kids. But, I was going to tell her I had 6 kids. So the mama was like, to the cameras, like, well, if you can lie about your children, you can lie about anything. And I'm like, child. And then the crazy thing is, like, if you're going to lie, keep your lie straight, Shawn. Like, you won't remember what you told Lindsay. I'm not Lindsay. Why I keep calling this child Lindsay? Destiny. You couldn't keep your lie straight. So she like 6 kids. Like, what's up with that or whatever. And so she like, well, I don't think, she was like, what's your intentions with my daughter and stuff like that? He was like, well, I just want to love her, maybe one day marry her. She was like, marriage? Whoa. I don't think you ready for that, because she gonna chew you up and spit you out. And he was just like, well, I can handle her or whatever like that. The sister questioning Destiny in the bathroom and stuff, and she like, well, how was y'all getting along and stuff? And she was like, oh, we was getting along great, we just picked up, it's good chemistry and stuff. Destiny trying on the outfits, apparently they don't fit her the way she wanted them to fit and stuff. So she like, well, yeah, these outfits is cute and everything, but they don't fit me like I want them to fit me, so I'm just gonna give them back to them or whatever. So she go back out with the outfits in her hand, and she still got on her prison sweats. And she like, well, yeah, the outfits was cute and stuff, but they don't fit me the way they want me to fit. I want them to fit. So yeah, you can keep those or whatever. I was like, oh, she is spoiled, and she gonna give him a time. And this man already broke. Okay, he done already dished out $5,000 to get her out of jail. And if she skipped, he gonna have to pay $50,000. And it sound like I wonder what he told her. I want to hear the rest of these lies. So at any rate, the mom, because I guess she had hit him or something, And the mom was like, oh, well, that could be considered elder abuse or something like that. And she was like, elder abuse? He not that old or whatever. And the mom was like, oh, yeah, that's right. He not older than me. He's younger than me or something like that. And so he looked like kind of crazy, like, oh, shit, what the fuck I tell her? Like, how old did I say I was or whatever? So the sister was like, well, how old are you, Shawn? Huh? I said, Shawn, you heard me. She was like, Destiny was like, she asked you how old you was or whatever. He was like, I'm 45. And she was like, 45? You told me 36. What is that? Like, what? He was like, no, you just assumed that I was 36. Who just assumed somebody is 36? Sir, bye. So he was like, you just assumed I was 36. She was like, no, I didn't assume that. That's what you told me. You told me you was 36 years old or whatever. And she was like, well, shoot, like, how many kids do you have or whatever? And so he was just like... And the mom was like, oh, well, and then it went off. I said, Lord, Shawn, what other lies did you tell this girl? And you should have wrote these things down and excused yourself to the bathroom and pulled the paper out so you can read it and refresh your memory. Because, child, I cannot wait. They showed scenes, I guess, that's coming up. They didn't really show what was going to happen on the next episode, but scenes that's coming up. And it looked like his baby mama get into it with Destiny or whatever, and then it look like we got another couple that's gonna pop up on the scene. I said they got too many goddamn couples. We can't even get full goddamn scenes with the couples we got, but whatever. I'm gonna still review it. But that was it for the episode. It really wasn't a lot, and it wasn't really all that dramatic. The only thing was Lindsay and Scott and Shawn and Destiny. So I really want to know what other lies Shawn then told Destiny, and we gonna see how this gonna play out. But anyway, y'all, if y'all like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you're watching this video and not subscribed to my channel, and also go ahead and hit that notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, I'm gonna go watch P-Valley and have that review up later on today, and I'll probably have the Shy on later on as well, or yeah, probably later on as well. So just be on the lookout for those two videos. All right, y'all, until next time, peace.